Hello, my name is Farmer Roz, and I've chosen for my thematic unit the farm, and I've named it Old MacDonald's Farm. The reason why I chose the farm is because it meets science teaks and integrating math, social studies, and language arts as well. In the unit, we'll learn about living organisms. We learn about the basic needs of living organisms. We learn about how the weather affects the way that we live. We'll learn about the basic needs of animals and plants, and we'll be comparing wild animals to farm animals as far as their basic needs, how their needs are met by the earth. First, we have our math workstation over here, and math workstation here, which the first activity we have is called How Many Babies Will I Have? This address Math Teaks K1B, where the children use concrete objects to make sets of numbers given in written or verbal form. And this is a file folder game, and 2 students can play at a time. And I use Uno cards because the Uno cards have just numbers on them without anything else. So each child will pull a card from their stack, and they will put that many eggs into their nest. So this one drew 4, so they'll have to put 4 eggs here, and this one drew 8, so they'll have to put 8 eggs here in their nest. And then when they finish doing that, they'll take them off and then complete them and pull another card and continue until they've done all of them. And as an extension, you have one child to turn over the cards, and the other child has to tell what number it is and then place that many eggs in their nest. And that's a part of peer assessment, where they assess each other's knowledge. Over here, we have how much does it hold. I'm using popcorn kernels, and we have 2 clear containers that are about the same size. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the popcorn and the containers, and we're going to fill the containers with popcorn kernels. Yes. Then after we fill the containers, we're going to take each container and pour them onto a saucer. And then the children compare the quantities and tell which container held more and which one held less. As you can see, this one is more, so therefore this container holds more, and this one holds less quantity. It's comparing and ordering capacity, units of capacity. Then over here we have our science workstation. The science workstation, we're going to on the math teaks over here with the holes, how much does it hold, it addresses math teaks K10A, where they compare and order 2 or 3 concrete objects according to capacity, telling which one holds more and which one holds less. Over here, this is our science workstation, and the first activity we have here is living and non-living. I named it Which Basket. We have 2 baskets, one labeled living and one labeled non-living. And this is Science Teaks K9A, and K9A, where they learn to differentiate between living and non-living things based upon whether they have basic needs and produce offspring. And also it addresses math. Math teaches K8B, where they sort objects according to their attributes. Okay, so we have a set of cards here, placed face down, and the children will pull a card. And here on this card we have a duck, and we know that ducks have basic needs and they also produce offspring. So we will put it in the living basket, and then we'll pull another card. And on this one we have orange juice. You know that orange juice does not produce offspring, and it doesn't have basic needs. It's something that we consume. So therefore it would go into the non-living basket. And the children can either do this alone, or they can do it with a partner. And they will pull the cards until they finish with the cards. Now, our next activity is called Getting Dressed. And this one deals with the seasons, as far as children learn about the fact that change occurs in our environment. So therefore, because of the changes, we learn about how the changes affect us. They're going to have a set of cards. We have a set of cards. We have a file folder game, which has the seasons labeled: fall, summer, winter, and spring. And we're going to use a set of cards that has clothes on them, and they're gonna flip a card and look and see what the item of clothing is. This is a hat, which is made out of wool, more than likely. So therefore, it's something that will probably be worn in the fall because the weather is getting cooler. So we put it there. Then we'll have a raincoat. Raincoats, we know that it rains mostly in the spring, so we put it there for spring. Then we have mittens. You know, mittens are for cold weather, and we know that it's cold in winter time, so we put those there. And then for another card we have board shorts, and we know that they use those for the summer when they're going to the beach and swimming. This activity addresses Science Teaks K5D, where they observe changes in the observed patterns, including seasons and growth, and then they'll predict what they need to wear based on the weather. As an assessment, we have this worksheet which they'll color and then cut out on the lines, and we'll make into a booklet. And this book, name of the booklet would be What to Wear. And for each picture, there's a season pictured, or weather is pictured, and there's a child in each picture, and the children have to decide whether or not the child in that particular picture is dressed for the weather. And here we have a snowman, so it means it's snowing and cold outside, but yet the child is dressed in a bathing suit and sandals, so therefore no, she's not dressed properly, so therefore they would write the word no here, and they would write yes or no here for this child, and yes or no there for that child. Okay. Then last activity for the science workstation is called I Am Growing. This addresses Science Teaks K10D, where children observe changes and changes that are part of the life cycle of organisms in their natural habitat, natural environment. And it also addresses Math Teaks K11C, where they sequence objects. First thing we'll do is they'll put the life cycle of a butterfly in order. Then after that, they will use rice to represent the egg, corkscrew pasta to represent the larva, shell pasta to represent the chrysalis, and bow tie pasta to represent the adult butterfly. And they will divide a paper plate into 4 sections and glue each piece there and label it for which one it is. Then over here we have a interactive science bulletin board, and over here it says, what do I wear? Again, the children will take cards and they will wait a minute. Here. Stop.
Can't stop. You don't know where they are?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
This is my interactive science board, Old McDonald's Farm. On this section is what do you wear. The children will pick up a card and look at the object of clothes, the article of clothing that's on it. Here we have gloves, so they would put it here. This is a snowy day. This is a raincoat. You use it for rain, and you have short pants, which of course they would wear when it's sunny outside. Over here, this part is living and non-living. You'll pick up a card, and this has a bird on it. You know that a bird is living. It's a living organism. And here we have a wagon. The wagon is non-living. We put it over here under non-living. Over here, this is who lives here. We have a tree, cave, and farm. We have some animals already put up there. For a tree, we know that birds live in trees. We put it there. For a cave, we know that snakes live in caves or in dens. They live on the ground. And for the farm, a picture of a rooster. You know that a rooster lives on the farm. This addresses kindergarten science teach K7, K8, and K9. And that's the end of that. And all of my material is in here. We have a description of the thematic unit, and the introduction, and the goals and assessments that will be used, and the science workstation stuff is in here. The math workstation stuff is in here. And thank you for watching.